Hello, it's a joy to be here. Thanks so much for all of you who commented on the last How to Be a Raw Vegan video. I was very uplifted to know that some of you were inspired and educated by that little video that was put together around this time last year. So I'm here again to speak a little bit more about that subject. I feel I left some key things out. The first and most important thing that I feel that was left out of the first one was the importance of cleansing the body. When you start the raw vegan diet, your body will cleanse. It will start to cleanse. But if you do a big long intestinal cleanse right off the bat, you'll supercharge the way that you feel when you first start your raw vegan lifestyle, because it'll clear out so much stuff that will take a long time to do by just eating raw. So the cleanse that I believe is the absolute most miraculous cleanse available is the Arise and Shine cleanse by Dr. Richard Anderson. If you read about that cleanse, you'll be very inspired. It comes straight from a spiritual source that really wants us to be healed. It's very, very scientific and very, very spiritual. Those two combined produce success. So let's talk about some easy ways to get nutrition. Smoothie. That's just such a huge key. If you start your day with a smoothie and throw some superfoods in there like bee pollen and some green powder or some aloe vera cactus gel, you can just cut the skin right off of an aloe vera and put that in your smoothie. And goji berries, and there's all kinds of stuff you can do. But the smoothie is something you can drink right in the morning, and it's going to fill you with awesome energy throughout your day. Even if you're not going to be a raw foodist, a smoothie for breakfast is a great decision. So you want to avoid burnout. Avoiding burnout can be tricky. You got to find friends who do the same thing as you. You got to find friends who want to eat raw and want to be healed, who want to evolve and live a life that's happy inside and out. And with those friends, you want to be creative. You don't want anything to become stagnant. You got to be ever new. That's what your soul wants. That's what your mind wants. And that's what will make your heart happy, is when you find a way to make things new, to be a creator, to be creative. And one of the ways that you can do this is by having little potlucks. Come together with your buddies who are also interested in this lifestyle and see what you can create and eat together. It'll be a wonderful, wonderful event. I have some great memories of some raw vegan potlucks, and it just produces some beautiful stuff, far beyond just the diet. You talk about just everything that's just meaningful and joyous. Nobody's all saggy, like, I'm passed out because I ate like all these French fries with these hardcore oils in them. But so there you have it. It's very important to be creative. And back to the cleansing idea. When you want to clean your room, what do? When you want to make your room look nice, you clean it, right? When you want to clean your room, you clean it. But you wouldn't want to bring a whole bunch of cool stuff into a room that was super dirty. That would make the cool stuff look less cool. I mean, be all cluttered and stuff. So you want to clean it first, and that's a good analogy for what you want to do with your body before you start the raw vegan diet. You want to clean it up. The food will work a lot better once you do a cleanse. I guarantee that. It just works much better. So let's see, we have the cleansing, the easy nutrition, the food temperature. Now we're going to move on to what I call a very tragic subject, the slavery of the cooked fooder. Now, the cooked fooder believes that they need breakfast, lunch, and dinner, usually full of animal products, usually full of bread. And what they're really doing is putting a bunch of dead matter into their body. The body works so hard to even find any nutrients in that. And once it's moved through the stomach, you are hungry, because the body is saying, that wasn't what I wanted. Give me something that is going to be full of nutrients. Put in another big glob of ham. it's like, oh, this is so hardcore. But for that time being, this manifests outwardly as, oh, I'm so full, oh, good ham, George, you know? But, I mean, if you were putting nutrient-dense food in your stomach, then when it passed through, your body would be like, hooray, I'm full of life and energy, I'm full of vitamins, and I'm full of the proper building blocks for the body. And that's really cool to know that once your food's through your stomach, you don't have to eat again. You really don't have to eat 3 times a day. The more that you follow the raw vegan diet, and the more you cleanse your body, the more you'll see that it's a lot easier to stay alive than we think. But the slavery of the cooked food, or these people, they need something every like 3 or 4 hours to put in their stomach. It passes through, and the body just keeps demanding more and more and more. And this is the idea of, this is what creates the reality of obesity, disease, and just very, very nervous culture, because our bodies, our brains, our bloodstreams are filled with these toxins that create hardcore adrenaline in the system. And I mean, you really, it comes back to compassion here. Like, you gotta use that knowledge to have compassion for your fellow man and say, well, man, the reason that they're all behaving in that way is because they don't know that they're full of these poisons. Everybody is being run by the amount of waste in their systems. And that's a really hard idea to swallow. In fact, I'm not gonna. But when people realize and experience the effects of the raw food diet, that all just dwindles away. I mean, all that's left is the hurt that you feel for those who haven't found it. So, raw food, it's not about long life. It's about living good right now. It's about feeling good right now. It's about being able to think with clarity, with joy, with calmness, and in attunement with the great power that created the food for you. Because that food that came from your Creator, will make you feel good. Blessings.